First, Bandai tried to lie to you, then content creators tried to lie to you, and now the very community is trying to lie to you. Guys, I promise you I do more than bitch about Sword Art Online games, watch some of my other videos, but I just keep getting reasons to talk about this. Because I have been exposed to some of the most unhinged coping surrounding Sword Art Online Echoes of Aincrad, and we need to dismantle these ideas before people spend $70 based on headcanons. People are inventing in-universe reasons for why the game feels empty, shallow, unpolished, and unfinished, all while telling others to ignore their own eyes and wait for the full release. There are two big theories driving this, and both of them completely fall apart the moment you really think about them, so let's take a look. The first conspiracy I'm calling the last day. You know how the demo feels lifeless? NPCs exist purely as background props, there are no distinguishable player characters, no dynamic events or meaningful interactions with the world, just large, empty zones. Well, the theory goes like this. This game is canonically taking place on the last day of the beta test in Echoes of Aincrad. Most players would already be on higher floors, and the beta had a limited amount of players. Therefore, it is lore accurate that you wouldn't be seeing anyone else. Some people even claim that the NPCs are lifeless because those features haven't been implemented yet, because again, it's supposedly in a beta state. And now, if that sounds a little ridiculous to you, I want you to understand that people are completely serious when they say this. So to those people, let me ask a very simple question. Why would you hide features that make your game feel alive in a demo whose entire purpose is to sell the game? If interacting with NPCs is a real mechanic, if seeing other players in the field is something that can actually happen, why would Bandai deliberately remove that from player first impressions? Especially when you consider how this game has been marketed as the most immersive Aincrad experience yet. It just wouldn't make sense to remove features that add to the immersion. And this theory completely collapses the moment you acknowledge playtesters who have already confirmed that later floors are still large, mostly empty maps with the same handful of enemy types scattered around. This theory only works if you willingly ignore information that contradicts it, and that's going to be true for the next theory as well. So conspiracy number 2, the beta is meta. Some people genuinely believe that because Sword Art Online had a beta test in the anime that was different from the real game, that Bandai is doing the same thing here, intentionally releasing a misleading beta so the full release will secretly be a completely different experience. There's even a running joke that you shouldn't play on day one, which is pretty funny. But again, just like the last time, this theory makes no sense when you think about it, because what we are playing right now is not a beta. It's a demo. Sure, it's a beta in the story, but this is a demo of the game. This is a slice of the full game. Your save file transfers over, and this same demo will be available after launch, which means even when the game is officially out, people will still be playing this so-called beta test. So again, ask yourself, why would a legacy studio like Bandai intentionally sabotage first impressions? People are canceling pre-orders, people are saying they're gonna wait for deep cut sales, some are even abandoning the game entirely. Do you really think they would do this as a deliberate meta bait and switch? And to what end? Or is it a much simpler explanation that people are desperate to believe the demo doesn't reflect the full game when it absolutely does? The full release is going to be more of what you are already seeing, and people are trying to convince you not to trust your eyes. This last one isn't a conspiracy per se, but it's a theory relying heavily on cope and misinformation that I want to clear up. I keep seeing people saying things like, if the game sells well, they'll add more floors, or if it does numbers, co-op will come later, if the game is successful, it will be expanded on. And that is just not what the developers have said. They've explicitly stated that floors take significant time and resources to build, and that Echoes of Aincrad is meant to be a foundation, an experiment to test and gauge player interest in this style of game and a potential future series. And when they talk about more features, they're talking about future games, not major expansions to this one. Bandai historically is more likely to work on the next title in a series instead of iterating on what's already there. In fact, another YouTuber by the name of Tekka explores Bandai's history and treatment of their anime IPs, specifically Sword Art Online. You should definitely check out his video, it's better content than what I make and funnier too. Now, could something small like multiplayer be added to the game? Maybe, but the way we talk about it has to change, because multiplayer has not been promised the way people are saying it is. More floors are definitely not happening, life skills are not happening, there's no romance or NPC friendship levels, those are not in the game. The only guaranteed post-launch content is the DLC side quests that take place within the first 2 floors we already play. Expecting otherwise is setting yourself up for disappointment or being intentionally misleading. Now, I want to make something abundantly clear. I love the Sword Art games. I have spent hundreds of hours in these worlds, grinding, experimenting with builds, unlocking hidden content, posting numbers for the community, and I'll probably spend hundreds more. I want people to enjoy these games. But I truly believe people would enjoy them a lot more if we stopped overhyping, overselling, and overpromising on a series that has never been more than what it is. And that's not meant to be an insult. Sword Art Online games have always just been kinda okay. And that's perfectly fine, not every game has to be the next Boulder game. The problem is that these have always been AA games with AAA pricing. And for some reason, the community keeps trying to justify that price while gaslighting people about what AAA quality actually means and what it should actually come with. If you're having fun playing Echoes of Aincrad, that's perfectly fine. Please enjoy the game. But we shouldn't have to lie to people about what the game is and what we should expect along the way.